Hello again, friends. I haven't said that in a while. So, I ended up getting a few things switched around here. So, I am now using a controller instead of mouse and keyboard, and I think that's going to make this a little bit easier for me, since I had a habit of trying to hit buttons, but then they weren't necessarily lined up on the keyboard. So I'm hoping that helps out a little bit. Last time, I do recall that we were trying to finish making the $10 hyper budget rush deck. So we're going to go with that and keep working on getting that completed. I apologize for not uploading for over a month. I ended up having a really bad gout flare-up, and that ended up getting into my hand. And then when my hand was finally feeling good enough to use a mouse again, my in-laws surprised me with a surprise visit, which I don't mind. But then once they left, then I ended up getting sick, and I'm still recovering from that. So all of that's been just a whole nightmare and a half. So feeling a little bit better. So let's see if we can't get some more of these in. Alrighty. This is the trial deck matchups that I mentioned before, where I think you unlock the trial deck when you do this. But since I already have the Nova Grappler trial deck, I don't think I'm going to get anything for this other than maybe, hopefully, VP. So, we're going to have this fun mirror match. And I actually mulliganed incorrectly for what this is supposed to be going for. So Battle Riser doesn't have any of its key components, so there's really no reason for me to keep it on the field. I may just try and shuffle it back in the deck. We'll see how that goes. We'll do that. Let's see. I need a grade 2, so let's do this. This will give us an extra opportunity to fish for it. That's not a grade 2. Alright. That's not the right button. Sorry, I still have to get used to the controller here. So, there we go. That's the one. Okay. It's like riding a bicycle. It's just been a while. Alright, so this is actually going to be a little bit of a less... Ooh, got a grade 2. A less entertaining match than what I would like, because my goal here isn't to show off, you know, the original trial decks. It's to actually play with some of the cards and strategies that I used to use. So, we're going to get through this, hopefully, fairly quick. Although, to be honest, I have a really slow hand, so this is going to be not as ideal as I would have liked. Especially if he's bringing out 10k interceptors. Oh man, he's going to steamroll me at this rate. Alright. I do not have enough shield, so I can't really stop any of these even if I wanted to. And honestly, I'd rather deny him healing and give me a better chance to heal at this point. That's pretty much my only out when I'm starting as far behind in card quality as I am right now. But the good news is I can move Screamin' and Dancin' Announcer Shout up front, have it pick off that 7k, and then if I do hit a stand trigger, then I can just use that to stand it, and it can take out the other guy too. So there's options that we have. Alright. Another not amazing draw. And let's go ahead and enter combat. That is totally not the right game. Enter combat, he says. Although I do have all of the Buddy Fight games downloaded, so that's another fun thing I may do later, but probably not. Nice. Good news is this is going to even out the damage. And I'm still completely able to heal, so if I see a heal trigger, that's going to be good too. bad news is that my hand is all grade 3s and 10Ks, which I'm not the best position to be in here. Go ahead and guard this one. We'll take the Vanguard swing since that's a ridiculous amount anyway. Oof. Well, I hope I hit a single defensive trigger at least, because if I don't, I'm in major trouble. I am in major trouble. But it's okay, because I have a heal trigger at the top of my deck. I was wrong. That would have been cool, though. So yeah, I think I'm gonna skip on doing the Miwa stuff right now, since I don't think I'm gonna get anything for it now that I think about it. Alright, let's play with my deck. Pretty much anything other than using a trial deck at this point would be a lot more fun. Alright. Let's see. Thought I had my other crits. I mean, it has been over a month, so I could be wrong. I may not have gotten as far into completing the deck as I would have originally thought, but... Huh. This is a grade 3 version of the deck. Did I not get the Cat Butlers? I thought I got the Cat Butlers. Maybe I didn't build the deck after getting the cards? And either way, beating Morikawa is not going to be a problem. Well, I'll figure that out here in a moment. Because I do remember that with Citra, there used to be an issue that I would have where Citra would sometimes not register my saving, and I really hope that that issue hasn't returned after I just updated. That would be kind of super mega bad. That's a good drive check. In this case, it was actually pretty convenient that Twin Blader was what we ended up riding, because we need that damage anyway. But the thing I like about early Nova Grapplers is that you really just need that one damage, since you can keep using your dumpties and mechanics to countercharge. Alright, in this case, I'm gonna ride King of Sword. And that is because I want to keep Brutal Jack on the board here. And he's also hitting a nice magic number with my starter. Right. Ah, yes, the extra power. Just enough to not do anything. I mean, honestly, I do not mind getting King of Swords for my drive checks here. And this is 15k to guard, so he's not gonna go. Man, his Keter Sanctuary deck looks really weird. Alright. Unfortunately, Shubelia is not going to get me as far as I would like it to get, because it can't Soul Blast 3 to draw. But that's not that big of a deal, I guess. Because again, this is Morikawa.
Vanguard.
Trial deck fight, and then permagrade locked fight. This is the quality content you have come here to see, folks. This really does make me consider whether it's even necessarily worth it to display the grinding on screen. But then again, it's not really a Let's Play if you skip a bunch just to show off some decks. At that point, it's just deck profiles. But that's another thing in and of itself. I mean, I have the old deck profiles from like 8 years ago, I guess. So I don't need to do that. That's no VP at all. I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as that's concerned. Well, let's check my deck building, because it's strange to me. I thought I remembered getting the 16 crits. But we will take a look. Okay, how do I filter? It's been a minute. This one should be noticed. Okay. So, let me see. We have Red Lightning. We do not have the other crits yet. And we do have the Cat Butlers. Do we have the High-Powered Riser Custom? Not seeing it. Okay, so we're missing the Riser series, so I need to open more of EB1, but we have no capital to do that with. Where's the other crit trigger at? I forget. Is it Fighting Battleship Prometheus that we're missing? Because Prometheus is in set 4, came out with the Blauklugers. Alright, so I'm going to have to mix up a little bit of what I'm doing here. So I can't transition this cleanly into Cat Butler deck because I don't have enough. Oh, wait. We got 2 Riser Customs here. I just didn't scroll up far enough. Oops. Okay, so we might be able to do something with that. We got 4 of the little ones, too. So this can be 16k as Vanguard, and we can just use that. But if that's the case, we'd still like to have the 16 crits, although we'd have to have a Battle Riser, so it'd be 15 crits. And at that point, I guess I could just run more Battle Risers, so it's not really going to cause an issue, I guess. So let's try and do that. Alright, I think I remember getting my memory refreshed. So let's try and run a no grade 3 deck and see how that functions. Probably a lot better, since there's less chance to miss my grades that I need to ride up with. So 2 of you. This guy's on hit, on flip. 10k Interceptor. I'd rather avoid using 8k base. Let's see. Oh, I was going to use more Death Army too, because the Death Army units can be used with the starter. Okay, so let's pop all those in. Oh, actually, that one's pretty worthless. Drive check a grade 3. Okay, so then for the grade 1s, I think Rocket Hammerman would be a good pick. I can bring in some Risers. Death Army unit's not as good. And then we're wondering 4 cat butlers. So from here, I think getting rid of the Death Army series is actually going to be better. It's an either or here with the risers. And then what we'll do is we'll have a battle riser as our starting unit. So we will drop the heals, since we're practically never going to heal. And then we'll just have 4 battle risers. And then set a starter. That's not the button. What is the button? That's not the button. That's not the button. Oh, I think I do it from over here, don't I? This one? This one? This one? Nope. I will figure out which button it is. There we go. Oh, you just hit A. Okay. It's different in some of the other games, so... yeah, there we go. Alright, so... don't need Death Army grade 1s. So let's get rid of those. We still have 14 grade 1s. Okay, Death Army grade 2s we do not need. Although Rook is fine just because it's 10k. Against 10k Vanguards, it's honestly ideal. We only have one Hungry Dumpty, that's a sad day. Let's see, so we got 20, 14, 16. That's honestly not bad ratio. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of having all of the 10ks, but it'll be fine for now while we're trying to get more Dumpties and more risers. And then eventually, when we get the promo Cup Bowler, that'll help out too. Okay, I think this is actually fairly optimal for what we're trying to do. At least with what we have for cards. Oh, this is a downside to using the controller. Citra makes you type stuff in, and it's now asking me what I want to call this, so let's call this Cat Butler Prototype. Oh, there is not enough space. Cat Butler. There we go. Alrighty, and we'll save it as deck 2. And we should be good to go from there. Alright, that should give us some pretty quick wins too, I'm hoping, so that'll at least make the grind not as awful to watch either. Same. Alright. So let's try out Cat Butler. I'm going second, so I do want a little bit more. Yeah, we're going second, so we want a bit more pressure. So more grade 1s would be ideal. Unfortunately, that also puts me at risk of having more grade 0s. So, unfortunately for him, I need to have cards in my hand for me to discard them, and he needs to have less cards in his hand. So I'm not really at any threat of Nubatama causing me problems. Alright. Just leave this behind the Vanguard here. And do this. Believe in the sack that believes in you. That is my 4th Queen of Sword. That's interesting. No thanks, Cat Butler. I think we're okay not to use that yet. So, yeah. A lot of people don't understand. Okay, so he's actually... This is interesting AI. He's discarding cards from his hand so that he has fewer cards in hand in order to use the Nubatama effects to make me discard. But that's not going to pan out for him because he's actually going to end up losing more in the long run from that. And he also doesn't have the counterblast now because of that. I'll stop that one. Oh no, he has more cards in his hand than I do. Alright, let's see if I top deck into Riser. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright. So, not the strongest formation here, but use what we got. He's probably still going to be... Yeah, he's still spam discarding with the card that he needs in order to make me discard. So, not the most rational decision, but whatever. We'll do this one next. Okay, that's not the right riser. That's an interesting choice for a backup grade 3. Well, if he does ride Voidmaster, then I'm not really in any threat of Conroe doing anything. But I guess at that point, like, what choice do you really have for a starter? So... yeah. That is a lot of discarding that he's not going to be doing. Oh, that's right. Conroe searches out a Kagero unit. It doesn't require a Kagero Vanguard. I should have remembered that from Kage Royals back when I recommended it as a starter. But no, I'm bad. Yeah, I should stop this one. Put back grade 2s. Don't see any more grade 2s the rest of the game. Well, that is what it is. Alrighty. So that's going to be swinging for a lot, and that's fine. Oh no! Yeah, I can't stop this attack now. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's what a trigger looks like. I had forgotten. Alright, so... hopefully we get something that we could put in the front that's not 6k. Yeah, of course not. Alright, so from here... just go ahead and start swinging. I was thinking about taking out Chigasumi so that I could keep myself from getting too damaged, but at this point it doesn't seem to be worthwhile. I'm still waiting to hit a crit before using Cat Butler, but at this point it's not relevant. That's really late, but I'll take it. Okay, he hasn't hit any damage triggers, so we can at least keep swinging. Voidmaster was always an awkward Vanguard because, while he was amazing on rear guard, you have to drive check before he checks to see if you have more cards in your hand. So then, because of the drive check, and because they can guard that attack, you're usually talking about a 3 or 4 card deficit from where the attack started as to where it's going to end up, and that causes a lot of issues when you're trying to actually cause the discard to be forced. So, much better rear guard than Vanguard. I actually used Nubatama all the way up until set 12 even, prior to them being actually given clan support in set 13, just because the cards themselves were actually like super overpowered for the set they were released for, because it wasn't until you had like actually reverse that a Counterblast 1+2 was even considered possible, and that just changed the entire scope of the game with it coming out. And this card was a Counterblast 1+1 at the time when that was like ridiculous. So it had a lot of advantages at the time. Alrighty. So now I will call it here. I don't think it makes a real difference where it's split. Counterblast. Okay, so that's 9k. There's not going to be a magic number made one way or the other with any of these. So then, let's do this. Well, let me think. So that's 18 plus 5 versus 6 plus 5. It's the same difference. So we'll just hold on to this in case we don't win this turn. Alright, so enter battle. I really want to get this first damage in, so we're going to swing the full 16 here. We do have stands, so the goal here was to get him to take this one, because now we can force the Cat Butler. Alright, so no boost this time. And then if we get a critical trigger, we'll put it all on the Vanguard. If we get a stand trigger, we're still in a really good spot. So, all in all, this is going to be a pretty good, unless I don't hit a trigger, move here. But since Cat Butler is free, we'll just use it anyway. And then now with the boost, this is going to be a pretty big swing. So plus 5, plus 3, plus 3. 22. So now he has to hand dump, and he won, or... Oh, that's a Hagakure. I completely forgot that card existed, even though that was also one of the reasons why I really liked Nubatama back in the day. Alright, so now he still has to dump a card to stop this 5k to guard attack, or intercept, so this is actually crippling him fairly substantially. And we got 3 cards and an intercept, so we should be able to weather the next turn, barring an unfortunate critical trigger. Which, those happen. But we've also upgraded to 11k bucks. That's going to be nice. Okay. That's a good move on his part. I wouldn't have done that. So here's the misplay that he did. If he would have attacked this into my Queen of Sword, then I would have had to guard with a card, or he could have counterblasted and made me discard. So Nubatama is really, really good, but you need to attack rearguard first to make it work, and stand triggers do not benefit you. So that was why it was such an awkward deck at the time for how you supported it with triggers, but in this case, he just blew it. Okay, so this is 16k to guard, and the Vanguard swing is going to be 20k. So I could take this one, or I could try and stop the Vanguard swing, and the Vanguard swing is not going to have bonus power, so that would also shut out a potential crit, so I'll take this one. It's going to be the safer move overall. So then we need to drop all of these to no pass, or to 2 to pass, rather. And then if he hits a crit, then I can still defend with my intercept, which I think that's the play here. So this protects me from a single crit. But if he hits 2 triggers, I'm dead. Alright. You did it. I'm proud of you. I don't know what the AI was doing there. I don't know why I didn't swing into my rear guard. I'm actually, like, kind of confused now. Don't need to ride. We can call this and make a 16k row. And now we've got swings. The only downside with Jack in the Riser deck is that Jack gets power for boosting, or for getting boosted, rather. So that makes this a little unfortunate how it played out. But right here we're going to go Rear Guard, Vanguard, see if we hit a stand trigger, and then if we do hit a trigger, power's going to be passed to my Rook, even if I hit a stand trigger, and then that'll force out a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Make me discard a card. Do it. Hey, I hit a trigger. I did it. So now he needs 2 cards in hand, 15k total shield to stop this. Although he does have an Interceptor out, so he just needs 10k shield in the Intercept. And he has it. Alright. So I have 10k shield and 2 Intercepts, but I have no heals, so I have to be able to stop everything he has with 20k. That's a bit unfortunate. Alright, so I am what they call El Deaderino. Oh man. He either top decked into a unit that was strong enough, or top decked into the boost that he needed to win. That's unfortunate. Oh well. So I managed to get exactly 4.5 packs worth of VP, which is a major problem, and I think that this game's currency rate is a little bit too stingy, especially with losses. The Vanguard game for the Switch is completely different in how it does all of that, so there's a lot more leniency, and it's a bit unfortunate that it played out this way. So I think we're going to call it for this one. In this particular Let's Play, it looks like I just got my butt handed to me multiple times. Once in a trial deck fight, and once when I tried to finagle a deck that was incomplete. And that's kind of frustrating that, you know, you're trying to start Vanguard and you just don't have the cards to make a coherent deck. Although, to be fair, it's not like that Nubatama deck should have beat me. I just didn't draw very well. Although, the fact that my starter completely contradicted the rest of my deck's idea was also kind of bad. And then not getting any grade 2s until much later. Although I did put the grade 2s back, so that's on me. But if I hadn't shoved both of those grade 2s back, I wonder if that game might not have gone in my favor, because having those 11 and 12k rows the whole game really just crippled me. I could have also just let the Vanguard attack go and not tried to compensate for a crit, and then saved card advantage that way. I would have had enough shield to withstand the last attack, assuming that they didn't hit a trigger, but I don't know. I felt like what I did was the correct choice at the time. And, you know, that's how Vanguard goes. Sometimes you have to weigh the probability of bad things happening versus good things happening, and it doesn't always pan out. Either way, I will pick this up again later, and hopefully not suck as bad. But no promises. Alright, talk to you later. Have a good one.